I'm Anil Kumar and sharing my experience with you in solving test papers. I remember the days when on just a day before the test, we were looking for some good questions so that we could prepare for the test and save our face. Now, this series has some beautiful questions, and even if you have seen this chapter recently, and if you've gone through these set of 15 questions, I can assure you that you'll land up with very good marks. Now, this is the third question in my quiz, and I've related it with the first two. You will soon see how. The question is, we need to graph a quadratic function. Here, the question is, graph the function f of x equals to minus half times x plus 3 whole square plus 8. Explain all the steps involved to graph f of x. Determine any 2 points equidistant from the axis of symmetry. So you can first pause the video, write down your solution, and then look into my suggestions. Now, normally you'll see this question with only graphing, and this part I've added, which is determine any 2 points equidistant from the axis of symmetry, just to teach you something more about the given function. Now, the function is f of x equals to, let's write it down, f of x equals to minus half x plus 3 whole square plus 8. Now when you see the function, first thing, vertex form, so get the vertex. Now what is the vertex from here? Vertex is minus 3 and 8. So minus 3, if you plug it in here, it gives you a 0 value, and at that value, the value is 8, right? So that is the starting point. And the second point which you need to graph a function given in vertex form is steps. So the steps involved are minus half times 1357. Correct? That is the step involved, right? So this will help you to plot the graph of the function. So locate minus 3, 8. So it is 1, 2, 3. That is minus 3 going left from 0. And 8 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is the vertex. Now from the vertex, you have to go these steps. Minus means coming down. This parabola, as you can see, is negative, so it opens downwards, right? So we have a maximum here at the vertex. So half. So if you move 1 unit to the right, you have to move half the step, not full. So that is why you get this point. And as you do that, this is also your axis of symmetry. So you get symmetrical point there, right there. So you can determine any 2 points equidistant from axis of symmetry. So we know now that we have this as an axis of symmetry. You see, this is my axis of symmetry, which goes through vertex. And the equation of axis of symmetry is x equals to minus 3. So let me write down here. X equals to minus 3 is axis of symmetry. Anyway, the first step was half, and the second step is from here, go half of 3, which is 1.5. So next step we take on the right and go half and 1. So we get this point. Do you see that? So next step on the right, half and 1. So we get 1 step here. So that's the next point on our curve. And then half of 5, right? So move 1 more unit to the right, and half of 5 is 2.5. So 1, 2.5. So there you are. So when you move here, 1, 2.5. So you get another point there. All these points which I am drawing are symmetric, so you can label any 2 points and answer the second part of the question. And then half of 7, which is 3.5. Move 1 more unit, half, 1, 2, 3. There you go. So half, 1, 2, 3. And you reach the x-intercept also. Like this, you can move on, right, and make a beautiful parabola with the given equation, right? And then you just need to connect these points. So let me use another ink to connect it. Okay, so we just connect these points. Don't forget to make an arrow at the end, since these are very few points which you consider, and the domain is all real numbers, right? When we say domain is all real numbers, we are actually connecting them up. Do you see that? So that is how we do it. And then next part is determine any 2 points equidistance. Now equidistance is points which are equidistant from axis of symmetry, right? So you could label these 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4 units to this, right? And this is 1 unit to this. So you can write that as your point also. You could actually write any 2 points you want as symmetry. So I'll prefer to write these points. I'll ignore the half ones, right? So this is at -1, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So at -1, I have 6. And then we have 6 also at, so it is -1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at -5, we have 6. You can see that if you add them and divide by 2, you get your midpoint of -3. Do you see that? So adding -1 and -5 gives you -6. Divided by 2 is the midpoint 3, which is axis of symmetry. Do you see that? So as you can see from here, these are the midpoints. So what we gave was this particular point here, correct? So this is equal to this. That is what it is. And you can label the x-intercept as the second set of midpoints, which is, now here 1, 2, 3 is axis of symmetry, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 on the other side, which is -7 and 0, and 1 on the right. So 1, 0. So you could label like this. But I hope you appreciate how to neatly draw or graph a quadratic function. This is probably the best way of graphing quadratic function given equation in vertex form. I hope you appreciate it. Thank you and all the best.